chop game. Market makers playing that chop game. Traders getting wrecked, don't trade it the same. Long it, pull back, short it, moon quick. Market makers in the back, laughing. Confirm, breakout. No, now it's reversing. Market makers bait the highs and slice the lows. Paint the picture, then it folds. Fake bull flags, fake bear traps, jumping in late. That bag collapsed. Whipsaw move, straight disrespectful. No trend, just chop. Feeling regretful. Market makers see it stop like X-ray vision. Liquidity hunting, that's their mission. Retail trying to snipe the top. Market makers cooking, it's getting hot. Revenge trading will break your soul. Fear, greed, envy, you lose control. Jealousy, anger, revenge gets fed. You revenge trade, now in the red.
Don't feel like you have to be in a trade. Don't give up, I know it's hard. Royal flush soon, like playing cards. Markets change, can't trade it the same. Long the uptrend, short the flare.
It's that range game, fake out chains. Market makers profit, traders feel the pain. Candle art ain't what it seems. Chop is a weapon, killing dreams. Chasing that breakout too late, my friend. Market makers denying the sin. Retail trap, caught in that zone. That traders be holding bags, asking for a loan. FOMO hits, traders load that size. Price retraces, no allergies, but watery eyes. Market makers sell the dream by the dip, then the dip keeps dipping. It's a sucker script, adapt to die. That's the motto, no edge in chop, just highs then hollow. Top down scan, zoom out the view. Avoid the noise, wait for the cue.
Don't give up, I know it's hard. Royal flush soon, like playing cards. Markets change, can't trade it the same. Long the uptrend, short the flare.
Feeling fear, feeling greed, angry, mad, want that speed, fast, jealous, why? Trade the flex, revenge got you wrecked, now you second guess.
You gotta breathe and follow the plan. You'll win again if you understand. Don't give up, hold your ground. Set alerts for the trend, wait for the sound.
Whipsaw move, straight disrespectful, no trend, just chop. Feeling regretful, market makers see you stop like X-ray vision. Liquidity hunting, that's their mission. Catch the move, not the hype parade. Stay in the game, that's how legends are made. Market makers playing that chop game. Set a stop loss on every trade. Trade with the trend. Or get trapped again.
All right, guys, here we go. Man, exciting day. Here we go, guys. I do thank you so much for being here. Let's get started in 3, 2, and 1. Bingo bango. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time is your time. It's always time to make this money. So let's do it, guys. Let's make this money. My name is Joe, also known as Trade Intuition, where we show you how to successfully trade without all the complicated terms, pattern memorization, acronyms, abbreviations. We make it simple. Well, we don't make it simple. We make it not as difficult. I like saying that, not as difficult, because trading is not easy. It really isn't. However, we simplify trading. So here we go. Let's get started. Let's look at the crypto bubbles. Right now, on the hourly, not looking good. Does this mean we're coming down? Possible. We'll check that in just a moment. For the daily, we have Crow 23%. Holy smokes. Should we long it? Probably not. Oh, let me turn down my speaker on. Yep, there we go. All right, so should we long Crow? Probably not. Should we short it? Maybe we can look at it. But just because it went up, that does not mean to short. But Joe, you say what goes up will come down. What goes down will go up, unless it's a rug. Very true. However, the FOMO may still be here, and it may continue to pump. So we have to look for levels. So very important. If you have any coins you want me to do, let me know. If you have any questions, I love questions. I really do. A lot of people don't like questions because, well, it proves that they don't know what they're talking about. For me, I encourage questions. If you did not see yesterday's show, ooh, man, I strongly recommend you check it out because well, just check it out. All right, moving on. Here we go, liquidations heat map. Let's refresh this one more time. Let's look at the 24-hour time frame. We have some really nice liquidations up here at 111.045, just almost $45 million. And then we have some levels down here, 33.8 million and so on and so forth, right around 109. So we have a lot stacked up here. We have a lot stacked up to the top as well. Now let's go to the 12-hour time frame. On the 12-hour time frame, it's a little bit clearer. We have this really nice liquidations. We are really close to as well. 30.47 million, sitting at 109.207. Looks very, very, very close to get. Why didn't it get it right here? As we're coming up, we're adding more. People are adding to their longs, and their stop losses are right here. How about to the top side? Are we going to come up here? Well, we could. So this is why I trade level by level. And some people kind of mock at that. Some people kind of laugh at that level by level. That's it. If you just simplify it, it's so true. It's just like people who trade the moving averages. On the daily, for example, if the price action breaks above the 200, you enter. If it breaks below, well, you exit. And you keep on doing that until eventually it finds its way. That's the same thing with level by level. It's just on a faster, you enter faster. You enter faster, that we can be in the trade longer, or hopefully longer, and get it at a better price. Now, before we enter, level by level, we have to understand that it's not as simple as that. We have to look at the trend. Is the overall trend, the bigger picture, the macro, zoomed out, is it uptrend or downtrend? And then depending on that trend depends on if we're going to have our levels going more to the upside or to the downside. And we can it's a higher probability that we may continue the trend until we start breaking it. We won't know that until we're on the lower time frames and we start breaking the levels to the downside. And this is why I do my level by level. All right, here we go. Moving on. I think that's all I want to show here. We were looking at Chew a few days ago, and I believe the price was here. Price was here. And I said, you can enter now if you like. It's very high risk coin. You can enter now. At that time, it did go up and then come down. So we were up 25% if you enter this trade. One thing I mentioned, that if we break below this zone, be very careful, because there's a really high chance that we may come completely down. And just to let you know. Now, just to let you know, unfortunately, this always does updates. Oh, I hate this. I mean, it's good that it does updates, but I cannot click on the links. I can't even say, turn it on. I can't do it because I have to install the new version, and I hate it. But that's what I do, so I can click on these. Well, if I click on this one, no, it doesn't even come up. So just to let you know, I can't click on the things. But let's go here. Let's kind of catch up on the chat. And I really hate this, clicking on this, because then this pops up. Man, I hate it so much. All right, moving on. Let's see here. We got Techman in the house. Mowing but lurking. Thank you, Techman. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for smashing the like. Thanks for being here. Alexandra G, the mod queen. And man, when we say she's a mod queen, she is. She really is. Crypto coin mindset in the house, working and lurking. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Guys are the absolute best. Let's see here. Mobile. King Tag, by the way, you're awesome. Yes. Hands down. Hands down. Let's see here. Hey, Joe, time permitting, can you look at Litecoin? Yes. If you have any coins y'all want me to do, let me know. Let me know. Let's see here. Okay. Let's do some Litecoin for my buddy. Litecoin for CCM. Got it. Okay. And for this Litecoin, are you looking for DCA or are you looking for a trade? I'm pretty sure it's DCA. So just kind of give you a heads up on that, because there's always a different mindset. Here we did continue to go up. Look at all this that we went up. Man, 100%, 106 before coming down. And then for me personally, if I was in this trade, I would sell half of it if it broke this level, and it did. And then I'm trying to see if it continues up, and it's not. Breaks this level, I sell the rest of it. And I just wait. I wait till it breaks this level so I can enter again. It's really easy to say after the fact, but if you trade level by level, which that's what I do, I show you this. And then it continues coming down. Oh, it went into our zone that we were talking about. Now, if it breaks out of this zone, perfect, in my opinion, not financial advice, perfect time to either add or enter the trade. So here we would have entered the trade. If you were looking at this and based off of how I teach, you would have entered here, expecting this to pull back to around this level to potentially come up, maybe come down, come up again. Then we can add here. So let me go ahead and put this in blue so we can just kind of see the thought process. I'm not sure if y'all can see that or not. Can we add a color? Let's make it a little bit brighter. And now, is that the same color? Boom. There you go. So that's what I'm looking at. Hopefully all this makes sense. And this is how I enter a trade. Now, if it breaks below this, I'm out. If it breaks below this, I am out of the trade. We want to see this. This, check mark. This, not so much. All right, moving on. Okay. Well, let us look at Bitcoin. What are we doing? Oh, so here is a scalp trade that we did this morning in my VIP group. We were trading the orb. Everybody trades the orb. I see all these dumb videos about orb trading, blah, 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 buzzword. Orb trading, I think it's trash, but some people do it. And some people, in my opinion, get lucky. It's just my opinion. So this was the orb. This was the orb setup. It's on the 5-minute time frame. We were doing this price. So orb is open range breakout. Basically, when 9:30 Eastern time comes out, we want to see the market open. And the first candle, 15-minute candle, gives us our high and our low. You must include the wicks. So what you're trying to do is if it breaks up, you long. If it breaks down, you short. Now it did break down and I did not enter the trade. You know, on the 3-minute time frame, that's what I like to trade on. We had a really strong wick come up. Even though it closed underneath it, because of this wick, buying pressure, I'm going to wait another candle. So then this next candle comes in. So good thing I did not enter a short, which the orb, that's what it teaches you, because that's on the 5-minute time frame. You enter, but I didn't. Then it comes up here, comes up, tries to break out. And now if you do SFPs and swing failure patterns and blah, 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 well, then you would have shorted. I don't. I want to see a pivot and then a break of the pivot. So here you would have shorted and then boom, you get wrecked. Now here, I ended up going long. We have our VWAP. This is our anchored VWAP. I had 2 different areas, so it created a zone for me. And then I also have my blue line right here, which is my VWAP. This is how I scalp. For those of you who want to know how I scalp, this is how I do it. You don't have to join my group to learn this stuff. I don't need your money to, granted, I would like your money, but I don't need your money to fund my trading. You know, this is how I trade. So I show you all of my tips and tricks. I show you all my secrets. Again, I don't need your money because you're trying to learn so I could make more money and buy houses and watches and cars. I don't need that. You know, I want to show you that I know what I'm doing. And then if you like it, well, then join my group. Reach out to me, trade_intuition. It's on Telegram. And then I'll show you a welcome video of our group. And if it's for you, great. There's no sales pressure because I have nothing to sell. I offer it to you. If you want access to me, join the group. If you don't, join me every day. I'll show you this. Then we're coming up here. Now, I did front run this, I think by like a minute. I entered the trade. And I said, hopefully we close above this. If we don't, well, I got my stop loss. I was going to close it out really quick. But then we did close above it. So then I have my stop loss here. Price is coming up. And this is what I love doing. I love going over my trades. I love going over the thought process. I love all this stuff. Now, granted, when the price was here, I'm thinking we're going to come down. then come up, then do this number. This is what I'm thinking. So when the price did come down, I didn't freak out or nothing like that. And sure enough, here's where we entered the trade, started coming up, doing this number, great. Moving up my stop loss from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. Then it's coming down, it's coming up, it's doing good. You know, here's my other level, my zone. I'm all about zones. Here's my zone that I'm watching for. And it went right to it. Look at this, guys. It went right to it. And then it came back down. Then it came up again. Now, okay, it's trying to fight. What I want to see now, and again, this goes with the whole thought process of my style of trading, is I want to see 50% of this leg for a bounce. So about right here. I want to see a bounce here to attack this level. I don't want it to come down to attack this. If it attacks this, there's a really high chance that I'm going to get stopped out. Really high. What happens? It does not bounce here for the 50% level. It does not bounce. Comes down and it passes this, which I don't want to see. Boom, stops me out. In profit, I'm doing 75x leverage. I love trading 75x leverage when it comes to this. Then it comes up, and I'm already out of the trade. It comes up, and I see that it's wicking here, and so right here is where I entered the trade for a short. Because now I'm thinking, okay, more than likely, it's going to come back into this because it tapped it, came up, showing a bunch of sell pressure. Plus, we're in this pretty much zone of possible rejection. I don't know. And then I enter the short. Sure enough, boom, comes down, boom, comes down, boom, comes down. Awesome. Coming down, coming up. I already got my stop loss, I believe in, yes, I have my stop loss in profit now from this. And I try not to put too many, longs and shorts on one chart because then I get confused. I'm not gonna lie, I'll get confused. So I just put one. This is what I want to show y'all. But right now I do have my stop in profit, barely. And what I'm looking for now, just this scalp trade, we're going to go over Bitcoin in just a second. But now what I'm looking for is for it to come up to here. About 50% of this move would put us back into the anchored VWAPs and our VWAP. So now what I'm looking at is this. And if this happens, I don't worry. What I don't want to happen is this. It bounce off of this zone and come up. Comes up, I get stopped out. My stop loss is somewhere up here. What I'm looking for is it to come up, come down, come up, do a lower high, continue down, attack this. So this is what I'm looking for currently. And if it just rolls over here, even better. So that when it does come up, more than likely, instead of going into this zone for my anchored VWAPs, it'll go to the very bottom of it. Potentially. Again, I don't know. All right, moving on. All right, so let's kind of catch up with the chat really quick. Let's catch up with the chat. Let's see here. I don't know where I left off. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Yes, we're going to look at Litecoin. Let's see here. I think it's Dasty. Says, hey man, yesterday I commented on your video about fib retracements and you invited me to talk about it. Thank you so much. You are the absolute first person and I commend you. I think it's Dasty because it's like nasty, but with the D. Dasty, I commend you because there's a lot of people where I invite to the show and they don't come. All they do is just say, oh, you don't do this. They're a bunch of talk. You showing up, man, thumbs up to you, man. Thumbs up to you. So what did you not agree with on the fib retracement? I would love to know. And then that way we can have like a discussion. You may know something that I don't. And for me, I'm always learning. I would never say, oh, well, I know it more than you. No, you may use it a different way. And if so, please let me know. And that way we can go back and forth. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for being here. And hopefully you smash the like. Hopefully. If not, smash the thumbs down. But hopefully you smash the like. DCA into, that's what I kind of figured. So DCA. Okay. So when's the best time to DCA? Yesterday. When's the next best time? Today. But we're going to look at that. See here, Crow is going up. Yeah, man, Crow, good Lord. So we'll look at Crow as well. This is for Techman. Very nice. Techman says, my Litecoin redemption arrived yesterday. Hope to get it soon. One Litecoin, one in space currency. Oh, okay, cool. See my comment above, please. Yes. Yeah, I normally, and I went over this at the very beginning of the show. Normally, there's a setting that I have, but it's not allowing me to click on it because there's an update. But normally I see the chat right away and I respond fairly quick. But here, this one, it's about 4 minutes ago, so it's not too bad. Crypto Billy in the house. What's up, Crypto Billy? Appreciate you, man, being here. Appreciate you guys greatly. Your pronunciation is on point. What's your name, please? My name is Joe. My name is Joe. I'm also known as Trade Intuition, but you can call me Joe. Call me Joe. Call me Trade Intuition. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. As long as you call me. That's what it's about. Dave Digital in the house. Appreciate you guys. At the Dang Jam, lurking. Appreciate you, Dave. Just to let you know, Dave, you're an inspiration. I've been meaning to say this for a long time. You are an inspiration. I love seeing your post. Extremely jealous because of how, you know, the stuff that you eat, all that protein, really, really good. But man, I don't know if you cook it or you prepare it or you have somebody do it for you, but dang, very colorful and it looks amazing. Looks amazing. So, Dasty, if you could just kind of let me know what you agree or rather what you disagree with on the fib retracement, and we'll talk about it. And for me, like, I encourage that. I really do. If there's something that there's something that I do that you don't agree with, let's talk. Let's talk. All right. So in the 4-hour time frame on Bitcoin, we do have our levels. This zone, since everybody does acronyms and abbreviations and sell something, I have created a tipple, TIPL, a tipple. So the price action was inside the tipple. What's a tipple, Joe? Oh, I'm glad you asked. The tipple is the Trade Intuition power lines. Power lines? I've never heard of power lines before. Are they kind of like spider lines and bloodlines? They're trend lines. That's what they are. But everybody, they make their own abbreviations and then they sell you something. So I just got to find something to sell you. 1, I'm not a salesman. 2, I'm here to make money with you and not because of you. And for that reason, I teach you for free so that if you do like what you're doing and you do like the money you're making and you want more access to me, well, then you join my group. Again, Trade_Intuition to have access to me, all the updates, all the thought process, all that fun stuff. But if not, well, then learn for free. And if the learning isn't for you, if it's too simple, well, then, you know, there's other people you can go and pay them and see their 15, 20 charts that they post every single day. And then hopefully you get one of the lucky ones. I believe in quality, not quantity. Just to give you a heads up. All right. So it broke out of the tipple here, creating Joe, that's a dumb name. That's all I could think of. And it was on the spot. Here we have a bear trap. Came back in, another bear trap. However, it's a higher high. Then we came over here again, did a bear trap. We did a bearish retest here, looking good for shorts. And I've been talking about shorts. However, we did not enter shorts. I think we entered 1. And then we came up, we got stopped out. And that's another thing too. At the very beginning of the show, I let you know, if we're in trades, if we're getting stopped out. I think right now we're in 2. We almost got stopped out of 1 long. We did get stopped out on 1 short, like a day ago, I guess. And right now we're still in a short, which I'm really surprised. And it's continuing to do very well. Really surprised. And then, of course, we were in Bitcoin short from up here, which just killed it. I mean, just killed it. No, here. Well, we did this one too. But we killed this one too. I believe we did it. I'm pretty sure. Oh, man. I do so many videos and I'm pretty sure we did this one, but I know for sure we did this one because this was the most recent one. We just absolutely killed it. And we finally got stopped out, I think, on this wick. Finally. Because we moved our stop loss really, really tight. But let's see here. What do I think is going to happen? Okay, let me check on... Okay, let me check on the chats. Okay. So here, man, I really wish I had my chat up here so I can just click on it. See here, going to the list. Dasty says, thank you, Joe, for the invite. I always love to talk with other fellow traders. And dude, like that's what we have to do. We really do. Like we have to talk to other traders and see how they trade, what they do. You know, the only thing that I ask Dasty is not to have blinders on. That's the only thing I ask. Out of respect, don't have blinders on, and try to listen and see what I'm doing and see if it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, I'll try to, you know, say it a different way. But that's the only thing I ask. And same thing with me, like when you're giving me information, is, oh no, you're wrong. No, that's not the way. No, I look and I see, it's like, okay, well, what about this? And what about that? It's just more questions. In the video, I noticed you mentioned that the golden pocket is between 0.5 and 618, but I believe this is wrong as it should be. Okay, so this is OG stuff. This is old school. This is originally the golden pocket. Then people do the golden pocket as 618 and the 6.5. So very good point. And then there's also, I believe Piper has the platinum pocket, which is, I'm not sure if it's the same number or slightly different number, but it's just a tighter zone in the fib retracement. So let me go ahead and just show you here. So let's do our fib retracement, and let's just go from here to here. Well, let's make it pretty large, and let's bring it up here. So the golden pocket is between the 0.5 618. This is the golden pocket. Now, if you want, you can do. I'm not sure what the number is. I don't have it on this one, but I have it on other templates where it's, maybe I have it called platinum. No. But there's where now it's in between the 0.5 618. So it's just tighter. So yours is a 6.5. So let's just put the 6.5 here. 0.65. Say, okay. So this is a really, really tight zone for the golden pocket. And of course, we're doing a retracement from the bottom to the top. Granted, I didn't pull it correctly. I'm just showing you this, okay? So this is, maybe this is Piper's platinum pocket. I don't even know. However, for me personally, you know, this is a much tighter zone. And if you want to call this your golden pocket, you can. However, let's Google it. Let's do that. Let's Google it. The Google Meister. Here. Okay. So let's go. What is the golden pocket in trading? Okay. And I like looking at Investopedia. Let me put Investopedia. Investopedia. This is a great site, Investopedia. So here we go. Golden ratio, golden cross. Let's see what this says. Okay. Bunch of numbers. More numbers. Can you just give us some numbers? Okay. When used in technical analysis, the golden ratio is typically translated into three percentages: 382. So, and you have to put the 0 in front of it. These are percentages, which is a 382, 0.5, 618. However, more multiples can be used where you have all this stuff. Okay, blah, blah, retracement. The second, okay, 100. Okay. Then we have arcs, fans. Okay, well, I mean, it kind of answered it for me, but let's see if there's another one. Let's go to this one. Okay, again, it's giving the same numbers. The golden ratio is 618, most influential level for signaling possible reversals. I want to see the word golden pocket. I don't think it has golden ratio. Okay, and I'm going to check this chat in just a second. Okay, so 0.5, even though it's not technically a Fibonacci number, it's still very popular due to the market behavior. This is the golden ratio, is a key point. So they're only giving these numbers. They're not giving your number. However, does that mean your number is wrong? No, it's just a tighter number. You can put any number you want. Well, I really wouldn't say that. It has to be a Fibonacci number, because Fibonacci, he was like extremely smart mathematician. And so he knew what numbers to do. For me, I just keep it old school, 0.5, 618. That's what I do. Now, could you have this as your golden pocket, or maybe even, I think Piper calls this the platinum pocket? Sure. For me, I prefer the hot pocket. Yeah. Hot pocket's where it's at. But what's a hot pocket, Joe? Well, that's something you eat. All right, moving on. All right, let's go back to this. Okay. But yeah, so in my opinion, like whenever I would just like Google, like what is the golden pocket? What are the Fibonacci's? How to pull the Fibonacci's? I actually have a lot of videos on the Fib levels. Strongly recommend everybody watch them. Let's see here. Oh, the platinum pocket is that one. Okay. Yeah, so everybody has different numbers. And it's like based off of their, thank you, Crypto Billy. It's based off of their years and years of experience, their thousands and thousands of hours of trading and back testing and everything else. I mean, you can put numbers on, and I could probably type in these numbers and see if maybe another mathematician or maybe even Fibonacci have these numbers as well. So let's see here, going down the list. Okay, also I see a lot of traders use 0.5 level. This is basically the middle of the retracement, and I never found a great use for it. Yeah. So, man, you bring up a lot of great points. It depends on how you're using it. For me, I like to use it for a possible retracement, hence the fib retracement. And it depends on what segment of the market we're in. Like a lot of these mentors, they're only teaching you one style, the bull market. That's it. For me, I teach you in the segment that we're in. Like before, when we would have a retracement, it was really, really on average higher likely that we were going to come down to the 0.5. Then several months went by, and I noticed that, well, it didn't take me several months, but once I noticed that we weren't pulling back to the 0.5, we were pulling back to the 0.382, then it's like, okay, this is the level that we want to pull back. This is the minimum, and I prefer the 0.5, but this is the absolute minimum. And as time went on, when it gets like a crazy bullish and everybody's going crazy, we're rarely going to see the 382 retracement. We're going to see the 238. So it just depends on what segment of the cycle we're in. Depends on where I'm thinking it might retrace to. Now, I do have what's called, I call it a decision point, to where I'm looking for a retracement to at least the 382, but hopefully the 0.5. Well, I'll show you. These are great questions. Great questions. So for me, like how did I do this? Like how did I look at this? Well, I kind of explained it already, where, we're down here, we came up, we came down, and this is granted it's on a 3-minute time frame, but this is how I scalp. This is about 50% of this move. So what I wanted to do is for it to come up 50% of this leg to see if we're going to roll over or come up. And now, and this is basically how I trade. So when we had, let's see here. Like, so for this extension leg, I want to see a retracement of 50%, 38% minimum, 50% on average. If it breaks the 50%, there's a pretty good chance we're going to break this to come down. And sure enough, we broke it. We came up. And then, of course, I talked about this at the beginning of the show as far as why I did my short. Here, I was doing a long from here. And then I ended up getting stopped out here, barely any profit. I'm doing 75x leverage. I was looking to break out of this, but once we created this, no. So hopefully all that helps. All right, so let's get back to the chat, and we're going to go back to other stuff. See, I also see a lot of, okay, this level is basically the middle. Okay, we went over that. Platinum pocket, thank you. See, how tight is your platinum pocket? Yeah, that's pretty tight, in my opinion. Yes, it's very tight, but it's very accurate. So I'll put that again on my stuff, and then we'll back test it. Not today, for my fib levels. Add. Okay. and then we'll just see how accurate it is. But if it doesn't pull back to the 0.5, there's no way it's going to come to this. Now, it depends on what time frame you're using as well. So if you're on a very small time frame, sure, you can hit this all the time. But if you're on a 1 hour or something like that, it's extremely rare that you're going to hit this. Unless, you know, we have a really nice retracement. So that's another thing. Okay. Let's see here. And let me write down the platinum pocket too. 0.786, 0.887 platinum. Okay. Got it. See, very tight. I have a special strategy where I add it with a couple confluence like the point of control, VWAP, EMAs. It works very well. Hey, very nice. Okay. Correct. I actually never heard of the term, but I use them. Very nice. I like to call it the last defense. Hey, look at that. Putting your own spice to it. I like it. As the price goes. Yeah. So what I do is I have underneath the 618. I call that, well, let me show you. Joe, you're going to do it? I'm going to do it. You sure you're going to do it? Pretty sure. How sure are you? Pretty darn sure. Here we go. Okay, copy. So for me, what I have is underneath. So let's do this. So if the price does this, you know, it's going up and up and up, and then it pulls up here, and then it starts coming down, I want to see minimum retracement 382 before continuation. I would love to see a 0.5. This is my go-to because it's giving like the indicators, even though I don't use too many indicators or indicators really to trade, but it gives the indicators time to cool off. And I know other traders use indicators, so this is good. If it goes into the golden pocket, I get a little nervous just because we've had a lot of chop. And if it does, well, then here's our 618. And this is what I call the danger zone, because normally if we break below the 618, we're going to crash and burn. Could we bounce up? Sure. But this is more than likely crash and burn zone, danger zone under the 618, because then we can go and take up all of our gains that we just did. All right, moving on. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Okay, see here. Army Piper turned me onto that. My daughter liked the Polly Pockets. Just saying. I don't know what Polly Pocket is. Barely waking up. Edgar, my man, what's up, buddy? What did I miss? Nothing. Just talking. See here. Crypto changed me. What's up, Joe? Appreciate you, man. Crypto changed me. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you greatly. All right. So let's go ahead and go on. So again, it's not so much that I'm wrong. It's just use it differently. Nothing wrong with that. You know, you use different levels. But for me, the golden pocket is a 0.5618. That's old school. And, you know, a redefined or just kind of tweaking it is what you're doing, which is great. And those are your levels. And of course, Piper has his own levels. For me, I don't like what I'm seeing. So I'm going to have to put my stop loss here now. Un momento. So I put my stop loss about here. 109.849. Just a little bit more. So kind of right in the middle. So here's my stop loss for my short. 109.849.7. We'll do this in red. So we'll see. So why don't I like what's going on right now? Well, I don't want to see an equal high or a higher high. I want to see a lower high. So right now, it's basically, it's, you know, could it come down and then give it come up? Sure. Sure. And now when the price was here, I'm thinking we could come up, do this number or this. But since it went down lower, well, now everything changes. Now because it went down lower, what I want to see is 50% of this leg, which would be about here, and it went up even higher. Came down barely and went up. So right now, it's starting to change on me. And again, these are just scalps. You know, just keep the blood flowing. That's what I like. Let's see here. Porky's in the house. What's up, Porky? I stayed up late last night to watch Porky. Porky is a really great trader. Love the dude. He is on top of it when it comes to, he's actually my inspiration to be more in the chat. Now, granted, I do have a app that I can see the chat faster, but today I don't have it because they did an update, another one, so it's taking me a little bit longer. See, CryptoMine says, I knew you were going to break out the time cruise. You know it. CT in the house. What's up, buddy? Polly Pockets. See here. Doing good, my friend. Dasty says, thank you for the talk, Joe. And it was a pleasure to talk with you all. Yeah, definitely. Hey, man, don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Subscribe. You know, join me every day, man, because I can see you know how to trade. And so question, if you're still here, how long have you been trading? How long have you been trading? Because I do love that question. And if everybody can ask that, answer that. How long have y'all been trading? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. All right, moving on. See, yeah, I'm not liking it. There's a really good chance I'm gonna get stopped out. Really good chance. It's almost there. So again, 75x leverage. I'm up currently 34%. Boring. These are ugly numbers. Ugh. Gross. Gross. And here's where I entered 110, 2994 right there, that blue line. So let's see if we get rejected here. So I'm using anchored VWAPs. I'm using 2 of them to kind of create a zone. And then here's my VWAP. So I have 3 VWAPs. I love the VWAPs. I love anything that has averages. So hopefully, man, fingers crossed, it gets rejected and it comes down. But I'll probably get stepped out. It's okay. It is okay. All right, moving on. Let's see here. Going to the list. Wow, Dasty's been trading for over 5 years. Futures, get out of here. Been studying crypto for 10 years now. Dude, you're a beast. And it's always about learning. Like we're always learning. I love it. Porky, 6 years. Very nice. For me, I want to say 2020, I started trading, but not knowing what I was doing really. 2021, no, I'd say the latter part of 2020, I started learning to trade. And then in 2021, I thought I was a genius. Ooh, man, I thought I was it. I was that person that says, hey, I'm very humble, but look at me, I'm the best. And I know exactly what's going to happen. That was me, but I'm humble. And sure enough, the market turned and my mentors, I paid for 5 mentors. Man, I spent a lot of money because I wanted to put my money, I wanted to invest my money in myself instead of investing in the market and then just losing. So I paid for 5 mentors and all of them only taught me, because I didn't know what questions to ask, I'm brand new. All of them taught me how to trade in the bull market. So I was an absolute beast. But once it started changing, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Why am I not winning as much? Why are the numbers going down? I don't like that. So now what I do whenever I teach, I make sure everybody, there's segments of the market. We have to know what segment we're in to determine how we're going to trade and what to expect. Again, the higher probability is not that it will happen, but there's a higher chance that it might. So that's what I do. Crypto Change Me says leverage 2 years, spot 6 years. Yeah, for the leverage part, I mean, I dabbled in it back in 2021, did not know what I was doing. I lost a lot of money. I'm talking a lot of money. Registered nurse, bunch of overtime, no family, crap load of money. And I started doing leverage because it's like, oh man, I'm the best trader. I know exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, I had this big old bobblehead. I couldn't even get out the door, the hallway, just to buy a big old bobblehead. And I started trading futures, and I put a lot of money in. And the next day I go, it's like it's all gone. It's like, huh? Okay, well let me just put more money in. A lot of money to me. My lot of money. It could have been $10, which it wasn't. I wish it was. But my lot of money, maybe not a lot to you, but it was a lot for me. Then the next couple of days or whatever, I go in and check, and it's down like to zero. It's like, huh? 3 times that happened. Again, lots of money. Well, on the third time, when I was going to get completely to zero, I asked my buddy, because we were talking, and I happened to be doing features. I said, hey man, my account keeps on going to zero. Like, are there like fees or something like I don't know about? He goes, are you on cross or isolated? I said, what's that? No, Joe. This was Binance at the time, allegedly. And well, Binance allegedly at that time, automatically your trades are on cross. You had to literally change it to isolated. So I was losing without even knowing. It's like, oh. And then I lost a few times after that too. Because, well, I thought I knew how to trade and it's just everything went up. And now it's like, okay. You know, as far as futures, I think I've been doing it for like 2 years now. Maybe a little longer. Time escapes me. But this one, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get stopped. It's teasing me right now. Balancing on my 30 SMA. My 30 is this beige number, this beige line. Balancing on that. Go down. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. What else do we want to talk about? We talk about Bitcoin? Oh yeah, so let's get rid of this. So right now we are bearish. We're bearish because 2 things. 1, we're underneath our power lines. And 2, we're underneath this zone. Now I did have a box here. Don't know what happened to my box. I don't know if I can find it. Nope. Yes. So here is the box. So this rectangle I want to keep. So this is where we needed to bounce, and we didn't. So because we didn't, this is, you know, alerts for shorts. We were in 2. We got stopped out of 1. We're in 1 right now, doing really, really well. Hey, Darren does things. What's up, buddy? What's going on? So what I would like to see is I would like to see us come up to continue coming down, because and here's the thing too. Oh, Joe, there's divergence. Where? Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can find divergence if I looked, but I know price will go up. Why? Well, price went down. What goes down will come up. Period. Doesn't mean that it has to come up here. Nope. Here, maybe. Here, maybe. I don't know. I just know that it will come up eventually. And when it does, and of course, we could look at this stuff. Do we have any divergence? We have a low, lower low. We have a low, lower low. No, no divergence. Not on the 4 hour. Let's see on the daily. On the daily, low, lower low. Nope, no divergence there. On the weekly, nope, no divergence. On the 4 hour, no. 1 hour, no. 15 minute, I thought that'd be divergence. Nope. Nope. Anyway, but I mean, there's bound to be somewhere. I'm pretty sure, but I didn't find it, and I tried. But you know, when price goes down, more than likely, if this is a pivot, I don't know yet. You know, for a pivot, I need 3 to 5 candles for confirmation. The higher the time frame, the stronger the confirmation. If I'm doing a 3 to 5 candles, see here, Jamie, I think we should short Crow. Oh yeah, so we're gonna look at Crow too. And we're gonna do that right in like 2 minutes. How am I still in this trade? That's ridiculous. But if this is the pivot, so, and this is what I do all the time. So here's this, and here's this. So now what I'm doing is I'm going from top to bottom to see the bounce. When I go from bottom to top, I'm looking for the retracement. When I go from top to bottom, I'm looking for the bounce. So here, we came up to the 236, and if it rolls over, I don't like really seeing that. I want to see it come up to the 382, show me some strength. Let me show you this. Show me some strength. Come down to 382, then come up. This is what I want to see. And then, you know, it might go to the 0.5 or maybe even to the golden pocket, what I call the golden pocket. Come down here to the 4 hours. Oh no, the 4 hours way up there. Then possibly, you know, come up. And then maybe here we start losing our levels. This is what I would like to see. If we're going to continue down. If we're going to go up, well then this is the same scenario, but instead of making a break of the low for our short, we want to see this where we start breaking the highs, and then we break this high, and then we go up. So right now it's just a waiting game. Now there are a lot of traders out there that will enter here due to a swing failure pattern or an order block or whatever. To me, that's too risky. Extremely too risky. Can you make a lot of money doing so? Yeah, sure, of course. I mean, look at this. If you did this one, you know, we got into our bounce zone. It got there. If you enter this, great. To me, this was luck. And all these traders are screaming how, you know, they nailed it, blah, blah, blah. No, this is when Powell went, and the market just took off. This was literally luck. And I call it out. I call it out how I see it. This was luck. You know, there is nothing screaming to enter this trade. Nothing. Didn't break a high, nothing. Well, finally here it broke a high, but still, in my opinion. Could I be wrong? Sure, why not? All right, moving on. But this is what I would like to see. And then for it to come down. Now, could it go into this bounce zone and get rejected? Sure. Again, anything can happen. Right now, it's very likely that we'll go up. Joe, then why'd you short? Because I'm doing scalps. I'm just getting these literally to be moves. And hopefully, you know, I might get stopped out here. We'll see. All right. So let's go to Litecoin. So Hyper, I'm actually looking for Hyper to short it. I wanted to see it go into the zone again, but I think that it might come up to maybe get this trend line to potentially come down. But I'm watching this one. But give you a heads up on that. Let's go here to this. Let's do YouTube. Let's do some Litecoin, and this is going to be for CCM. So Litecoin, this is a DCA. So DCA, what do? We zoom out. We zoom way out. And for DCA, here's our fib retracement tool where we think we might pull back into the golden pocket, right into the center. Let's go ahead and hide these numbers. So right in the center of the golden pocket, we can have a lower entry. And this is a 4 to 5 month hold. Well, at that time, now this is like a 2 month hold. So now let's just put on here till November 2025. Time is a closing. Time's a closing. So what was our thought process? Well, price is here. And we're saying, it might come down. But enter now. Have a lower entry right here. And it didn't hit. And a lower entry here. So if you're looking at DCAing into this, sure. I mean, there's never a wrong time. Well, the only wrong time to DCA is if the coin does this. And it's time to DCA. Do not DCA here. Wait a week. Save that money. And then next week, when you're going to DCA again, more than likely you're retraced, and now it's coming up. Now you can enter both of those entries here. So the only wrong way to DCA is in a pump. You want to wait at least a few days to a week, let it retrace. Pretty good chance that it's not going to break that high. If it does, okay, fine. But this is what I would do. So right now, could you enter? Yes, definitely enter right now. We are looking for a break of this level, which is 105.11. If it does break the level, then there's a pretty good chance we're going to come into this zone right here. We might wick down here where will be our lower entry. So the blues are the entries, our lower entry. So right now would be a great time. Another lower entry will be at 99.27. And then I got stopped out. There it is. And then for this one, in profit, but boring profit. And then this lower entry, $79. But Joe, that's a number with zeros in it. Fine, if you want, you can do $78.99. Like, it doesn't really matter. in my opinion. Okay, so let's look at Crow. Let's look at some Crow. Any questions, comments, concerns, issues? Let me know. Let me know. Let's see here. Crypto Coin Mindset says, going to be talking about Crow with Crypto Jar tonight. Very nice. What time? Holy smokes. Holy smokes. So here was our Crow setup. Let's kind of just, let's review. Let's review. So we're looking at this. And this was my yellow circles are aggressive entries. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Too much noise. Okay. Our yellow circles are always aggressive entries. Our white circles are safer entries. So as it's coming up, we're saying, okay, you could enter now thinking that we may pull back to hopefully into the zone and bounce above the zone. And oh, you're welcome, CCM. And then here's our lower entry, which would be a little bit safer because we're getting it on a pullback. Then it continues going up, and we see it right here the next couple of days. And this is what I love. For everybody to look at coins and then ask me about them a few days later or even the next day. We can look at them every single day and just look. When the price was here, it was like, okay, well, man, we moved up a lot now. So now I'm looking for a pullback to at least here before maybe continuing up. Price pulled back barely and then started coming up. So what was this pullback? Well, let's check it out. Let's put our magnet to 1. Let's go from the absolute, we'll do this low. Okay. Technically, it's supposed to be this low, but I'll see. To here. 382. Bingo bango. Bingo bangles in the chat, guys. Bingo bangles in the chat. 382. Joe, it didn't go to 382. Maybe. Boom. Right there. Joe, it barely missed it. Fine. Here it looks better. 382. Boom. Done. So for me on pullbacks, what I want to see is a minimum to the 382. I would love the 0.5. But because most coins right now, when they make a move, they're pulling to the 382, I know that here, let's enter. Let's enter. Let's not try to wait for the golden pocket or the platinum pocket or the 0.5, because I'm looking at these charts all the time. I'm seeing the trend is the 382. That's right. Bingo bango, guys. Bingo bangos. And here we enter the trade. We enter the trade on this bounce. Of course, we're on a lower time frame. And then it breaks this level. Great. If you want, you can add to the trade. Of course, because it's coming up now, let's look at this level. From the absolute low to this one, to the high to this one. And I know it's getting a little messy now. Let's try to zoom in. What I want to see is I want to see a pullback to at least the 382 from this extension leg, at least the 382, and hopefully the 0.5. If it breaks below, if it goes into the golden pocket, I get worried because, well, danger zone. Danger zone. Tom Cruise, dang it. Tom Cruise likes to visit. And so now what I'm looking for, and again, I love doing my thought process in the moment of the trade, not based off of what I see, but in the moment. So if you're new here, this may be something different than what you're used to, because there's a lot of people that will only talk about what already happened and how to trade based off of what already happened. I don't. Here, danger zone coming down below the 618. What I don't want to see, I don't want to see this. I see this, danger. We could be going all the way down. I don't want to see this. So once I see that we go back into the golden pocket, breathing a sign of relief, 50% of this leg, which would be about right here, I'm looking for potentially this to come up. It went a little higher than I thought, which is about the 782 level from this, from top to bottom. 782, barely retrace, and then boom, get out of here. Absolutely exploded. Do I want to enter now for a long? Definitely not. Definitely not. Steve in the house. Steve says, hey guys, in between flights, thought I'd check out a rant quick. Check out real quick. well, you're the best. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide all this. So we're gonna hide all this. Let me know who's in the chat, guys. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know who's in the chat. Really would like to see that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame. I want to see my zones and my levels. Now here's the thing. Could we short Crow? Yes and no. The reason yes is because, well, it had a really nice pump. How much of a pump did it have? Well, let's find out. From the absolute low to here, about 39%. Really good. In a market that's not doing so hot. So there's two things that can happen. One, FOMO can kick in to all the traders who haven't been making money. And says, oh man, this one went up 40%. Let me enter it now. Yeah. As a trader, no. But as a new person, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for green candles. So it may come up a little bit and then everybody sells off. So what I would do, let me get my levels. Have anything over here? Okay, I do have levels over here. Okay, so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for zones, really. So I have this. Okay, so we have this right here. So let's do this in white. Let's do this in 1. We have candle body stops, candle body stops, candle body stops, candle body stops. Oh wait, barely passes it. So this to me is a strong level. And I'm looking for other levels. Now this all depends on the time frame you're on. I do like going the daily. Let's see here. So I'll just do this zone. Make it nice and easy. So here is the zone that I need to break out of. We do, and there's a lot of names for this stuff, and it really kind of annoys me. But this could be called selling pressure. This could be called liquidity zone, liquidation, reversal zone. I mean, there's so many different names for the same thing. Just know that the price may come down. This is an area where we might, I don't know, we might come down. Why? Well, because there's a wick. Selling pressure. Selling pressure. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to the very bottom where the price is at. I mean, the time. I'm going to double click. It's going to take me right to where I need to be. See that? That's a little trick. Now, if your chart's all like this, what you could do is you can come over here and double click. The double arrows are out. Double click. Boom. Then you can come over here, double click if you want, or just expand it. And then, but what you have to do is you have to move this so you're able to move your chart. Give you a heads up. All right, let's go to a 4-hour time frame. Oh, wait. Al in the house. Oh, is that an SFP time? And we almost hit that value area high of the previous value area. I think that's what it is. And MTV, I don't know what that stands for. MBT has some good hits. VH1 if you prefer. That's fine. So the reason Al's saying that is because I make fun of the SFPs and all the other acronyms, because it's just another word for something that was already invented. It's just literally the wheel, putting shiny bells on it, painting it a different color, trademarking it, and then selling it, repackaging it and selling it. It's the same thing. So this right here is just selling pressure. That's all it is. It's a wick. But yeah, so that's what he's doing. But yeah, I make fun of that all the time. All right, so 4-hour time frame. Okay. Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. What am I looking for? I'm looking for candles. That's what I'm looking for. John's in the house. What's up, John? See here, Joe, big news, big crypto, big crow news. Today, Trump bought 6.5 billion crow today. Smash the like. There you go. So Trump bought some. Trump bought some. So it's going to be in the news. All the influencers are going to be talking about it. It may continue to pump. So what I'm looking for, maybe on a 15-minute. So for here, I will not short unless it breaks this level. I won't do it. Now, what if the price goes like this? Like this. Well, now what I do is I get this and I say, I'm not going to short until this. I'm not going to short until this. I'm not going to short until this, until it breaks this level. And now let's say it does, well, it breaks this level, but just to be safer, I want it to break out of here. Could we catch the top? Sure, of course. However, is Trade Flight on right now, guys? Do y'all know? Could we catch the top? Sure, of course. But I'm not about catching the tops. I'd rather be safer. Could we do this? Sure, we can enter a little bit here. And then let's say it comes like this, but then somebody else, a big YouTuber, talks about Crow or whatever, and then it does this. Boom! Breaks through. Okay, well, we tried. This, each level it breaks, this is level 1, good. Breaks level 2, great. Breaking level 3, didn't do it, and it reversed. Oh well. You know, normally if we break 3 levels, there's a really high chance that it continues to go and continues to go. But what I short right now, let's see on the 3-minute time frame. 3 minute. Too risky. In order for me to short, it'd have to break this level. And for me personally, I would not like to long this because the likelihood of it coming down is very high. It just depends on when the hype is going to stop. Could you short right here? Could you short right here? Put a 1 in the chat, guys. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know who's here. Put a 1 in the chat. Could you short right here and have a stop loss right here? Sure. You have an extremely high chance of getting stopped out though. Extremely high. Well, what if you put your stop loss up here above these? You still have a high chance of getting stopped out because there's FOMO. So for me, the only thing I would do on this one is potentially short, but once it starts breaking levels. And just depending on how risky you want to do it. Hey, we got Road Dog in the house. What's up, Road Dog? And see here. Now, Joe, are you really saying drunken head and shoulders pattern aren't a definite thing? True. True. There was one time I saw somebody go, look, guys, we have a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. And it's a sideways inverse head and shoulders. Like if you tilt your head, and he literally tilted. I thought he was playing until he tilted his head. I was like, no way, this dude's for real. And this dude is worth almost $10 million from selling his group. And the dude is trash. Dude is trash. People don't like me saying it. People tune out and stop watching me because I say it. But I'm saying the truth, guys. I'm saying the truth. But the political parties are real, I guess. You know, people don't say anything because, well, that guy is very influential and very charismatic, has a great circle of people he knows. So it's a death sentence if you mention him because, well, he has a network of people. So that's all I'll say about that. Let's see here. Finally got back to my computer. Thank you, CCM. Appreciate you. Thank you, TechMan. Appreciate you. I don't know if... let me see. Let me see if... Oh, what am I doing? Hey, what just happened? Am I still live? Okay, here we go. So customize. Let's go to redirect. Let's see if TradeFly's on. We got Meet Damien. So it's between Meet Damien and... Okay, so I guess we'll go to Meet Damien. So let him know it's a trade intuition raid. And so if we can please do that. Hopefully I answered all of your questions today. We checked out Crow. For me personally, I would not short unless we break this level. Very high risk shorting just due to the FOMO and the news. But I'd be very, very careful. And that's pretty much all I got. I do thank you guys very much. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. Again, I do love your questions. I love the discussions we have. If you have any coins you want me to do, make sure to save them for tomorrow. And we'll see if we can enter some trades. As far as my short, I did get stopped out here. And sure enough, it started coming up. All right. And I do thank you guys very much. We will see you on the next one. So again, a small win to the upside and a small win to the downside. So we won 2 trades. Thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one. And just remember, you don't have to be in a trade all the time. Dramatic fade out of the camera. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.